I can't believe we're here again. We're back, baby! Welcome back to the announcement video of Magical Hopathon round 4. I actually cannot believe this will be my 4th time hosting this readathon across the last 3 years, 2021, 2022, 2023, 4 years. Which is crazy because I thought when I sat down to film the first ever Magical Hopathon announcement video for round 1, it would be a one and done readathon. Lo and behold, everyone, not only myself, absolutely loved it and gave me such good feedback. I came back with round 2, round 3, and now we're here with round number 4, and we're going back to basics. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, back in 2021 I decided to host the first round of what I decided to call Magical Hopathon to help celebrate Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary, seeing as I was in lockdown in the UK and there was no physical way that I could get out and fly out to Walt Disney World to celebrate its 50th being there in person. So I had to combine my two favourite things, Disney and books, and what was born? Magical Hopathon. And I cannot believe 4 years down the road we are back with round 4. And we are going back to Walt Disney World in this round, which is so exciting. So if you weren't aware, round 2 we did a similar style but celebrated Disneyland Paris' 30th anniversary, and then for round 3 we celebrated the Disney company as a whole turning 100 last year. This year we're going back because guess what? I'm going back. I'm going back to Walt Disney World in less than 100 days and I cannot wait. So I have to bring round 4 back to the beginning and we're going back to Walt Disney World. If you participated in the first round, a lot of these things are going to be very, very similar for you. But if you didn't partake in the first round or the second round, this whole video will be brand new information for you. So hold on tight. Without further ado, and let's get started. First question, when is this readathon? Very, very soon. We are doing this round of readathon. It's another month-long readathon and it's going to be hosted from July 1st all the way up to July 31st. And then once this readathon will be over, I'll be going back to Disney so soon. So I thought it was the perfect time to host it during the summer months, just to get myself really, really excited for my upcoming trip. So a little bit selfishly, but hopefully July works for a lot of you because school holidays will be starting in the UK for summer. So hopefully a lot of people can participate in this round, fingers crossed. So the dates are July 1st all the way up to July 31st. The next kind of important thing is what is the aim of this readathon. Once again, the aim, like the first and second round, the aim of this readathon is to visit as many parks within the Walt Disney World Resort as possible across the month, reading and completing books as you go. And now you're like, okay, that sounds absolutely amazing. Who came up with this idea? But how do I partake? Let me tell you. Oh my god, I'm so cheesy. How do you partake in Magical Hopathon is fairly simple, but I'll break it down for you. So let's get started into the nitty gritty. Basically, how you start is you have to complete a park entrance prompt. This acts as your ticket into the resort, into this magical world of Walt Disney World. Unlike previous years where there was a park entrance prompt for each park, so one for Magic Kingdom, one for Animal Kingdom, one for Hollywood Studios, one for Epcot, there is just one park entrance prompt that covers all 4 parks. That prompt is to read a book you cannot stop thinking about. So a very simple one, a very broad one, one that a lot of people will easily be able to complete. So I wanted everyone to get started and underway the readathon as easily as possible. By reading and completing this prompt, it will gain you access and entry into the entirety of the Walt Disney World Resort. What's fun about round 4 that's different to round 1 is this year you can read your park entrance prompt before the readathon begins. Someone asked me back in 2021 when I hosted the first round, asking if they could complete their park entrance prompt before the readathon began, and I said yes, that's absolutely fine, but it was obviously too late to let everyone else know. So this time I'm giving this option to everyone, and my reasoning is because most of the time people buy their Disney park tickets way in advance of actually entering the parks, so it doesn't make sense for you to take up time during the month of the readathon buying your ticket when naturally you would already have tickets to go into the parks when you get to the gates. So you can read your anticipated release, the book that you cannot stop thinking about, 2 weeks prior to the readathon beginning. I still want this book to count towards your readathon, and that will become clearer later on. So I'm not giving you a full scope of like a book you cannot stop thinking about but you read it in January. That book won't count. A book within the next 2 weeks. So from the date of this video being live, which is the 16th of June, I think, up until the 1st of July, any book that you read within that 2 week period, that is a book that you cannot stop thinking about, a book that will fulfill the park entrance prompt, can be accepted, and I will accept, as your ticket into the park. I really hope that makes sense. So now I've read my park entrance prompt, I've ticked that prompt off, I am now allowed to enter any one of the 4 parks, whether that's Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios or Epcot. I now have free reign within that park, and I still need to complete 1 attraction prompt, 1 show prompt and 1 snack prompt within your chosen park before you can hop over to the next one. For example, if I've read my park entrance prompt, tick, and I want to start in Magic Kingdom, I'll need to read a Magic Kingdom attraction prompt, a Magic Kingdom snack prompt and a Magic Kingdom show prompt before moving over then to say Epcot to do those 3 prompts. You can double up on a snack and show prompt like before, because you can eat a snack and watch a show at the same time, but you cannot ride a ride and eat a snack at the same time. So you cannot double up on attractions and shows or attractions and snacks, but you can double up on a snack and a show prompt, and your doubling up has to be within the same park. So I can only double up on a Magic Kingdom snack and a Magic Kingdom show. I cannot double up on a Magic Kingdom show and a Epcot snack. Within this month-long readathon, you can decide to just tackle 1 park, i.e. Magic Kingdom. You can decide to tackle 2 parks, maybe they're your 2 favourites, or the 2 that you've only ever visited, i.e. Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, my personal 2 faves. Actually, Animal Kingdom's up there as well, I can't pick. Or you can decide to tackle 3 because you think that's the amount of books that you can read within 1 month, or you can go the whole hog and try and tackle all 4 parks, which is what I'm always going to do. That is my personal little goal, but this readathon is completely up to you on how you want to tackle it, whether you want to do 1, 2, 3 or all 4 parks. So all I ask you to do is to have fun and follow the rules for this readathon, no matter how you want to complete it. I've made this readathon and I've designed it to make it as realistic to a Walt Disney World vacation as possible, so I really would like you guys to follow the doubling up rules, the jumping between park rules, just to make it as realistic as possible. Something that is brand new for this round of the readathon is a point scoring system, but this is completely optional. It's not going to be publicised, there are no teams, it is not your traditional point scoring system as you may see on other readathons hosted on BookTube. I wanted to include an individual point scoring system that's less intense and a lot more fun, so hopefully I've been able to achieve that. For those who want to track their progress and want to keep track of their scores and just kind of like see how you do, because then maybe for future rounds you can try and compete with yourself. For example, I don't know, hello round 5, I haven't planned it yet, but welcome. And basically across the month you just try and build up your points as much as possible. All of the graphics, including the new scorecard, will be down below in a Google Drive for you to download. So the point scoring system is as follows. I'll put it up on screen so you guys can follow along a little bit more, but each Mickey head within the scorecard equals 200 points. Once you've read your park entrance prompt, you'll get 600 points, so that's 3 Mickey heads. Go ahead and colour those in. For each book read, you will gain another 200 points, so go ahead and colour in another Mickey head. So therefore, if you do the park entrance prompt to get yourself into Magic Kingdom, you do the Magic Kingdom attraction prompt, the Magic Kingdom show prompt and the Magic Kingdom snack prompt, you'll get a total of 1,200 points. That is 6 Mickey heads. However, if you do complete an entire park, and a completion park counts as an attraction, show and snack prompt, you will gain an additional 400 points, so colour in another 2 Mickey heads. That is kind of how the point scoring system is going to work. You get 600 points for your park entrance prompt, you get an additional 200 points for each prompt completed within that park, and if you complete the entire park you get an additional 400 points. So that is a lot of points you can get for each park if you so wish to then complete more of the parks across the month. However, there is a disclaimer for that. You will not gain your bonus points for completing your park, so 1 attraction, 1 show and 1 snack, if you decide to double up. Obviously you can only double up on a snack and show prompt. So say for example, I've gone into Magic Kingdom. This is a sneak peek into my TBR. I'm doubling up quite a lot this month because this will be the first time I've hosted this readathon where I haven't taken time off work and used annual leave to host it, that I'm not in lockdown, and that it's a month long rather than a week long. So I'll still be having to live my life, keep myself alive, keep myself earning money whilst also doing this readathon. So I have used the double up option quite a few times across my TBR. So for example, tangent aside, I've decided to start a Magic Kingdom, which I have. I've done the park entrance prompt, which I will do. I will gain my 600 points. I will then complete my attraction prompt, gaining an additional 200 points. And then I am doubling up on my snack and show prompt. I will get an additional 200 points for that combined snack and show, because those 200 points you only gain for each additional book read, not for each prompt completed. And because I haven't fully completed the park, because I've used that like doubling up bonus, I don't get the additional 400 points at the end of completing that park, if that makes sense. I only get the additional 400 points if I've done a snack, show and attraction prompt that are all 3 separate books. That is the way most people go about trying to complete this readathon. But if you decide, because one year I do kind of want to try this, you decide to just focus on one park and try and complete every single prompt within that park, you can do that. You will still gain the 600 points for your park entrance prompt completed. You will still gain 200 points for each prompt completed. There are bonus points to be had if you do this way of the readathon, and you will gain an extra 800 points if you complete every single prompt within one park. This is very ambitious. This is something that not many people will probably achieve, because you'll want to do the standard route of the readathon, which is park entrance prompt, snack, show, attraction, snack, show, attraction, snack, show, attraction, snack, show, attraction for each 4 of the parks. That's the way I'm doing it. That is the traditional way of doing it. But if you want to just like try something new with this round, you've done all the other rounds before, you want to try something different, this could be a way that you achieve and complete this readathon, is by just picking one park, focusing purely on all of the prompts and trying to do all of the prompts. I hope that all makes sense. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I will be sure to answer them. But those are all the rules and the how-tos and the aims, and I really hope that you're looking forward to it as much as I am, because I'm so excited to get my teeth into the next round. But let's jump into the fun things, which are all the prompts. And of course, since I first hosted this one back in 2021, Disney have opened new attractions, they've released new snacks, they've opened new shows, so I had to have a little bit of a revamp of the prompt sheet. So without further ado, let's hop into every single prompt that you could complete during a Magical Hopathon at round 4. So just to reiterate, the park entrance prompt for all of the 4 parks this time, just one prompt to enter all 4 parks, is to read a book that you cannot stop thinking about, aka an anticipated release. Let's hop over straight into Magic Kingdom, because that's my favourite park, it's the most iconic park, and we have 5 brand new attractions for this round. Some new ones, some classics, and the first one is Tron's Light Cycle, which is one of the newest, or the newest, no it won't be soon, one of the newest attractions in Magic Kingdom, and that is to read a book published in 2022 or newer, because that is when the attraction opened. The next attraction you can pick between is Tiana's Bowery Adventure, which is the retheming of Splash Mountain, which has opened to cast members as I speak, and it's opening very, very soon, and it'll be open by the time I go, and I'm so excited to ride it. I absolutely love Splash Mountain, and I'm so excited to see what they've done with this retheme of Tiana's Bowery Adventure. And for this one, the prompt is to read a book with multiple cover designs, because as I've just said, it has been a retheme of an existing ride, not a brand new ride. The track stayed the same and all the mechanics have stayed the same, it's just the retheme that's different, so you need to read a book that has multiple cover designs. One off the top of my head I can think of is any of the Giovanna Fletcher books, they've had a redesign. The Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy have had 2 cover designs, so anything that's had a multiple cover design, whether that's a Fairy Loot edition, like a book box edition that's different to the original published, etc., or whether the hardback that was released a year ago is different to the paperback that's just been released. Any book that's had multiple cover designs. The next prompt is The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, one of my favourites, one of the classics. I had to include this one because I couldn't get it into the first round, and that is to read a book that feels like a warm hug. If I'm looking down at any point, it's because all the prompts are on my phone. It's to read a book that feels like a warm hug, because Winnie the Pooh is my favourite character across the Disney IPs. I absolutely adore him. He is the best little bear, and I've loved him since I was little, so we've got to read a book that feels like a warm hug. The next one is another classic, and that's Peter Pan's Flight, and that is a very simple prompt of read a classic. That can be a booktube classic, just so you're not reading like Oliver Cromwell during the month of July. Like, I'm being easy on you guys, it can be like a booktube classic, and for me like a booktube classic is something like a Marie Lou or like Your Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, like a actual booktube classic back from like 2015 when booktube was at its absolute peak. One of those books, or like We Are Liars by E. Lockhart, like, or I don't know, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, like one of like the classics. They both die at the end, I can't think of loads now, but one of the booktube classics, or a classic to you, or an actual classic if you want to be like legit. And the last ride you can pick between in Magic Kingdom is Big Thunder Mountain, and for this you need to read a book that is the wildest ride in the wilderness, because if you know, you know. And this is a prompt very much up to interpretation. All the prompts are up for interpretation. I'm not going to be too kind of strict on how you want to actually complete the prompts, as long as they vaguely do complete the prompts. I don't really care, but this one is very much open to interpretation. And for this I'm kind of really thinking cowboy romance. And I'm just gonna leave it there. Now on to Magic Kingdom shows. There's two to pick between. The first one being Happily Ever After, of course, the most iconic fireworks show in the whole of Walt Disney World, if I do say so myself. And that is to read a book at night time. It doesn't have to be across one night. You don't have to stay up until like 4 AM to try and finish this one book just to complete this prompt. Just pick a book and read this across maybe the entire month, but only at night. So from like, I don't know, 6 PM onwards, just read this one book. It could take you 1 week, it could take you a couple of nights, it could take you the entire month, but that is absolutely fine. You just have to read it during the night, you don't have to read it all in one sitting. And the other show is the Festival of Fantasy, which is the Magic Kingdom Parade. And for this one, you need to read a book with a colourful cover. Then on to snacks, you have Gaston's Cinnamon Bun, which is a ginormous cinnamon bun like the size of my head. So for this you need to read a big book, over 400 pages specifically. And then the last snack is the classic Dole Whip, which is to read a BookTuber favourite as per the first round. Moving on to Animal Kingdom, the first attraction once again is Flight of Passage, and once again it's to read a 5-star prediction because it still is my favourite ride across the Walt Disney World Resort. The second ride is Expedition Everest, which is the same one as round one once again, and it's to read an intimidating book because it's quite a hefty, steep, intense roller coaster. The next one is Dinosaur once again, and that is to read a book that features time travel or is set in the past. And then finally, the last ride in Animal Kingdom that you can pick between is Kilimanjaro Safari, and for the prompt it is to read a book that includes a road trip or takes you on a journey across multiple locations. So most fantasies I feel like could complete that prompt. The shows in Animal Kingdom, you have two to pick between. The first one is Nemo the Musical, and for this one you need to read a book that's outside your comfort zone, because the chairs in this theatre to watch the show are very, very uncomfy. And the second show in Animal Kingdom that you can pick is Festival of Lion King, which is one of the OG shows. It's been going since I first went to Walt Disney World, and that was back in 2000. So it's to read a TBR vet. And then the two snacks you can pick between are the Night Blossom, which is to read an Instagram worthy book because it's very much one of the first drinks that Disney kind of released that were like more of like you're buying this to just take a picture of it. So you've got to read an Instagram worthy book. And the second one is the Cheeseburger Pods, which is another snack that you can get in Pandora, which is the Avatar land in Animal Kingdom, and that's to read a book across multiple genres because it's very much like a mix of American cuisine and Asian cuisine, and that is all of Animal Kingdom. Hopping over to Hollywood Studios, the attraction prompts are Rise of the Resistance, which is a new prompt for 2024, and that is to read a sci-fi or fantasy book. We have Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway, which is a book you know you can binge and will get stuck in your head because nothing can stop us now, I don't know how, we're gonna make it happen. If you know, you know. The next one is Slinky Dog Dash, and that is to read a middle grade because it's very much like one of the roller coasters in Disney World that's very much like a stepping stone to the bigger ones. It is a roller coaster a lot of kids, younger kids, go on as like their first roller coaster, so to read a middle grade. And then the final attraction is Tower of Terror, and that's to read a book with a plot-driven storyline. And no, smut does not count as plot. The next category is shows, and you have two to pick between. You have Fantasmic, which is to read a book by your favourite author, because I think since last going to Disney World across 2022 to 2023, I think I cemented Fantasmic as my favourite nighttime show. I love it so much, so to read a book by a favourite author. And then you have the Frozen sing-along, and for this you've got to read a book whilst also listening along to the audiobooks, so to mix media it. And then in the snacks you have the Ronto Wrap, which is to read a book outside of typical genre. There are some prompt repeats, but I think that's fine because there are so many prompts. I hope that it still gives people a choice and a variety of what they want to pick and read. And the final prompt is Frozen Cola. This is my favourite snack, I think, in Disney. It's so simple, but you can't get frozen Coca-Cola in the UK, so it's very much like an American thing, and it's very much a Disney thing for me. So every time I go, I try and get so many frozen Cokes just to like tide myself over. So I have to include this prompt. This is brand new for 2024, and for this it's to read a book that gives you the summer vibes, because it's a frozen Coke slushie. It's so good. I'm dreaming about it already, and I have 100 days left. I can do this. And finally, on to Epcot. The first attraction is Soaring, and that's to read a book with a swoon-worthy main character, the same as before. The next one is Cosmic Rewind, which is a new one because it is one of the newest attractions in Epcot since last hosting this readathon. And for this you need to read a fast-paced book because it's very much a fast-paced ride. The next one is Living with the Land, a classic from the round one, and that's to read a short book, less than 200 pages, or maybe like 250, like something less than 300 maybe. And the last attraction is Moana Journey of Water, and this is one of the newest, I want to say the newest attraction in Epcot. And for this you need to read an interactive book, so whether that's like a thriller or a mystery that has newspaper cutouts, or it's told in interview format, or it's a graphic novel and it's loads of imagery, something that's a little bit more interactive than your standard kind of like words on a page, because this attraction is all about teaching people about the cycle of water using interactive elements across the space, using Moana as an overarching theme, and it looks absolutely stunning. I have yet to experience it, and I cannot wait to experience it soon. The shows in Epcot that you have to choose between are two, one being Voices of Liberty, which is to read a book with a beautiful cover, because it's an a cappella harmonising group that you can see in the American Pavilion, which is absolutely stunning. I love listening to them. They actually have a YouTube channel, and it's incredible. I absolutely love it. I highly recommend checking them out. And then the other show is Turtle Talk with Crush, which is an interactive screen chat where kids can ask Crush questions, and it's very, very funny, some of the things that the kids come out with. And for this is to read a middle grade. Finally, as snacks, you have Club Cool, a place in Epcot where you can go in, get some aircon, which is very important, and also try lots of samplers from different Coca-Cola products around the world, like China and Morocco and Italy and stuff. It's actually really fun, and they're not all your kind of like typical Coca-Cola flavours. So for that you need to read a book set in a different country. And the final snack, because I'm going during Food and Wine this year, which I'm so excited about. Basically, if you didn't know, Epcot across the year hosts multiple different festivals, and within those you get different food booths and different kind of like interactive elements across the park. I'm going during Food and Wine, so it's all about celebrating food and wine across loads of different cultures and countries. So for the final snack prompt, it is to kind of like go to a Food and Wine festival booth, and for that the prompt is to randomise your TBR. Because these booths aren't up permanently, and they're very much kind of like you wander around just kind of like, do I fancy that? Do I fancy that? I don't really know. I'm just gonna like pick something random. I'm not really sure what it's gonna taste like because it's different to kind of what I'm used to. I thought it'd be really fun to add some like interactive element to this readathon, and for this prompt you need to randomise your TBR, whether it's like your ebook TBR or a library TBR or just like a collection of books that you kind of like want to prioritize. Randomize those, get like a random number generator up or something on Google, and just randomize your choice for this prompt and just see what it comes up with. Whether you're gonna like it or not, I don't know. And that's the same with trying lots of different foods at festival booths at Epcot. So those are all the prompts for Magical Hopathon round 4. Crazy, I cannot believe it. I'm so excited. Yes, I already planned my TBR. Yes, I'm so excited to get started. I really hope you are as well. Just some housekeeping things to finish off this video. Yes, I'm really hoping to host live shows throughout the month, but I haven't got that schedule sorted yet. It really will be dependent on the time that I have, as well as just like my normal life schedule, because like I said right at the beginning of this video, this is the first time that I've hosted this readathon, not taking annual leave, not being in lockdown, and actually having a social life, owning a house, and trying to keep myself alive, which sometimes just getting those 3 things done is enough during a day, let alone trying to read like 13 books in a month and also host a readathon as well as live shows. So I'll try my best. I'm sure there'll be a few sprinkled across the month, but I'm really hoping I can at least do 1 a week. But stay tuned to see what my actual schedule will be. It might be a little bit more sporadic and a little bit more last minute than usual, so be sure to follow the social media for Magical Hopathon, which is now over on Instagram. I'll leave the handle down below for you guys. And also, yes, I will be weekly vlogging this, so I will be, as per before, focusing 1 week on each park to try and get all the parks done across the month. So 1 week will be Magic Kingdom, 1 week will be Epcot, etc. And I'll be vlogging the whole thing, so expect to see a fun vlog that's coming very soon. And finally, I've created all the graphics and the maps and the scorecards and the prompt cards and everything for you to use and help you plan out your readathon, which will be down below in the Google Drive, so you can download those, get to grips, plan out your route, figure out how you want to tackle this readathon, revise the point scoring system and all that fun stuff. Check it all out down below. If you still have questions and you're still unsure about anything, I'm always here to help you out, so make sure you message me or comment down below any questions you may have regarding this readathon. But I think that's it. I hate coming to the end of these videos because I just want to talk about Disney more and more, and I can never stop talking about Disney, but we have come to the end of this video. I really hope you guys are excited for round 4 as much as me, because I am so excited to bring the magic back to you guys once again, and I'm actually just really excited for it to be back to basics. I enjoyed doing Disneyland Paris's map, I enjoyed doing the bingo board for the decades, but there's something special about going back to my roots, and the fact that I'm going back to the original concept of what this whole readathon was created for makes me very happy. And because Walt Disney World is like my favourite place on earth, it's just really fun to go back and kind of plan out my day with Walt Disney World prompts rather than like Disneyland Paris prompts or like just general Disney prompts. I don't know, it just feels so much more special doing it this way around. Who knows, there's going to be another round. I really hope there is, but for now, let's get excited for round 4. Leave in the comments down below if you're partaking. Leave me some Disney themed emojis, the mouse, the heart, the sprinkles, the stars, the castle, the fireworks. Leave all those emojis down below to let me know that you're partaking and you're excited. Make sure you give this video a massive thumbs up and subscribe down below. It really does help me out and help support my channel and help me keep making these videos and these readathons to let everyone have some fun and magic in their lives, because we all deserve it. I think that's about it. I'll stop rambling and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.